But there's one artist right now that might be coming to the television screen near you, and that's Billie Eilish, a new Mr. and Mrs. Smith show. Can we talk about that? So, Mr. and Mrs. Smith Season 2 has been officially moving forward, and now they're looking at casting. Now, what they're saying is it's going to kind of become like an anthology type thing where we have different actors every season playing the main characters of John and Jane. And right now, one of the leading people up for Jane is Billie Eilish, everybody. Now, she's been officially offered a contract for this, but she has not taken it as of today for Season 2. And I'm not really sold on this. I like Billie Eilish. I think she's great. She's a big time performer. But there's not that many jobs out there, guys, for actors. There's just not. And for someone that's successful as her, maybe I'll get some shade for this shit. Maybe I will. Just let more actors have it. Just let people that are like nobody names have some jobs, put some money on the table, or put some food on the table and pay their bills and give another person a chance to rise. That to me, Billie Eilish might kill this though. She might kill it. But what they want is big time A-list celebrities for John and for Jane in this. And Billie is one of the main people. Now you got Childish Gambino behind the whole thing. So of course he did the first season. You know, Donald Glover was in the first season. Maybe that's why he does the whole music and acting scene. Maybe that's why he's trying to get Billie Eilish involved with this. Now she had her debut as acting on one of his shows too. So maybe that's also why they became friends. But now she is up for taking over the reins for Season 2. Is it a good thing? Is it a bad thing? Let's go to the panel and find out everybody's thinking about this. Woo! Billie Eilish, everybody, in as you know, as Jane in Mr. and Mrs. Smith Season 2. How we feel about this? What do we think about this? Angela, how you feel about this? Is this a good casting, you think? And do you think this makes sense to have Billie Eilish transition into film now and become a big television star in this platform? How do you feel about this casting?
Well, her agent should be proud. I mean, it's all about crossover, right? Like, you dance, you sing, you act, you cook, you have a beauty company or a food company. It's kind of like, it's the map. It's the talent map, if you will. Yeah, I mean, she's great. She's a great, huge success as a singer, made a splash in that world. So why not throw her energy over into, acting and see what her unique energy, I guess, brings. I mean, kind of give it a little modern, cool edge, I suppose. But I'm always down for, the actor folk getting jobs. You know me, Brian. I believe what the same thing you're talking about. Put some actors in there that like deserve it. But I get like if there's a friendship that's already brewed there, maybe that's the reasoning too. And I mean, yes, she is talented. Sure, we can couple all that together. But yeah, I know I got like mixed feelings about it. So.
I kind of do too, Angela. I have mixed feelings. I get like everybody should have an opportunity, and she is a big talent, so maybe she can do the same thing here on the screen. But I'm also like, like what I'm saying, it's like there's not. Everybody's complaining right now about how there's no jobs and it's hard to get even if you want to be like an extra on a show, it's hard to get on a show, let alone being a main cast member. And a lot of these actors are just like trying to figure it out, and it's just hard to get. And I get they're always going to go with the A-list person. There's always going to happen. That's the top of the ship, and everybody else trickles down. But I still think that maybe she'll be phenomenal. Maybe she's been training for this her whole life, but didn't seem like she wanted to do this before, So we'll see. I don't know, but I'm still kind of...
but if we're being honest, though, it's like I'd rather go to somebody that, not that I'm saying she isn't deserving, but you know what I mean? Somebody's actually been working. There's so many talented actors that are unknown names out there that just need to be known because they're so freaking good. Yeah, not that it's like stay in your lane, but, I do multiple things too.
GR saying it. GR saying it.
What?
GR saying stay in your lane. GR saying it. It's not easy to say that. Yeah. But it's not, I don't want to hate on her, but it's also like.
Yeah. Sorry. Go ahead.
No, that's what I'm saying. I don't want to hate on her, but it's just like there's so many people, right? There's so many opportunities for other people that they needed, It's just.
Yeah. And we keep the narrow. We meaning they, the entertainment industry keeps that window. So it's not really open. It's just a narrow tunnel. We have like so much talent that it's just the same people, and everyone, you guys can chime in over and over and over and over again. And like, sure, you're going to be awesome because you're in every freaking movie. constantly over all the goddamn decades. Excuse my language. Yes, you're going to be probably talented. Or
It's just eyeballs.
What's that?
It's the Charlemagne comment that I'm always talking about. Not to cut you off, but I'm always talking about Timothy Charlemagne. I'm sick of him being in everything. When they're listing off like a billion different more qualified actors for these roles, but they're not giving them the opportunities to.
Yeah, Charlotte, he's everywhere. He's everywhere.
Yeah.
There's them all. There's all the jobs. Like, why not? Throw him in there. Throw him in there. So, Lexi, do you think that overall? Yeah, it's eyeballs. Yeah, it's eyeballs. You're right, Allie. It's eyeballs. Wait, I'm going to come back to you, Lexi.
She has a fan base.
Yeah, Ellie. So yeah, she has a fan base. It's eyeballs. When you go to an audition, a lot of times they ask you how many Instagram followers do you have, and that matters to them because I think if you have this following, it's going to draw that eyes of the show. It's how Hollywood drives now, right? So do you think it's just an eyeball thing, or do you think that she's been like, she wants to do this? She's been waiting to do this her whole life.
I think it's back in trend to. I mean, even get influencers like are getting a few more jobs again because they were and then they weren't because it didn't translate well. And then, like now we are where we are. But if I was her, I'd be like, yeah, if Kim Kardashian can do a show, why can't I?
Oh, that's
that's what scares me is that starts happening. That like thought process, like, oh, why can't I get out? I mean.
Yeah. That's a good one. If Kim Kardashian can do it, why can't I? That's a good point. So you were saying that it doesn't even matter how her acting is on this, Allie. She could just be who she is, and people will watch it, right?
Kind of. I have a feeling like that she'll probably take it if she feels like she can pull it off. But I think she cares about art.
Yeah, but should she, Allie? But should she?
That's her prerogative.
Would you watch it?
Probably not. I didn't watch the first season either, though.
I didn't see the first season either, but I heard great things about it. But they're trying to make this something different, So maybe it worked for her. I don't know. And maybe she'll turn into the bad guy here. See what I did there? I don't know. I just said it. Lexi, what do you think? Is this a great casting choice to get her into this? Or is it a thing that she's like a Donald Glover thing, that he's a musician, actor, so he's trying to get her to be that way?
I don't use this term often, and it's not something I like to use too often, but I genuinely believe she's an industry plant. Like, I'm not a big fan of her. Something about her feels fishy. Something has always felt fishy about her to me. Just like her rise is too quick. Everything about her feels too quick. Everything about her feels too and I understand in a social media age, but like if you look at somebody like an Ice Spice or a Doja Cat or an influencer age singer, like the musicians that come up in that way, I don't think she's a standout. Like, how the hell did she get a Bond like soundtrack? How do you how hard you have to work to get a Bond? Like,
I know.
You know what I mean? She got that like so easy, so early. Like she gets handed everything like so
Something
easy.
happened there.
I'm like, you're an industry plant. You're absolutely an industry plant. You're connected to something, and they are just building and building and building and building you. And I think like she's gonna break. Like she as a person is gonna break because they're pushing her along too quickly, and they like that. I don't think the way they treat her in the spotlight is fair. Like that whole thing with her on the red carpet when they made her discuss her sexuality was completely inappropriate. The stuff that they do to these, young female celebrities, the way they handle them, we're going to have a Britney Spears. She's going to shave her head and have a breakdown just the way they all do because we're going to push and push and push and push. But I absolutely believe like in this situation, more so than I've seen than other ones in the past. I mean, there's always been like, celebrities that go, okay, let's set you up and prop you up and let's get you going and stuff. We've seen a Beyonce, we've seen like those kinds of things. This one feels rapid. It's more rapid than any celebrity growth I've ever seen in my entire life. And the pacing is so out of control. The relationship with her brother, everything about that, like
Phineas. I think Phineas is really like a lot behind that though.
Yeah,
too.
I think he's entirely controlling the scenes, and I think we're gonna find out I think like in like 10, 15 years when we get the documentary about her life, there's gonna be a lot of like this was wrong the way it was handled, and there's gonna be a lot of things that come up. And so as far as this show is concerned, they're just gonna keep feeding us to her, like her, And as far as the story of
That's you
Mr. and
think this is what
Mrs.
this is?
Smith,
It's just like getting her in there some more. That's why they're doing
yeah,
this. So it's like
100%,
getting her more exposed.
because it doesn't
People
matter
are
what it is.
stupid. Bottom line is, if people are stupid enough to watch the show, they'll keep pitching it. They don't
But-
watch the bitch. They won't push her anymore.
But as far as the story of
It's all about ratings.
I don't know if that's true, GR. I don't know if that's true, though. I feel like they'll keep pushing people. Kim Kardashian, they're still pushing.
Nobody
Mr. and
watches
Mrs.
it,
Smith.
Brian. They won't. You know that.
Mr. and Mrs. Smith is to me,
It was a Metacore movie, and this series sucks.
sure, but also like the plot line of it, I feel like the characters should be mid-30s to 40s. Like, they're supposed to be a married couple who have developed that. I know they're spies, but there's also supposed to be this characteristic about them that they're a married couple who have had that time.
It doesn't make sense.
And so it's like this 20-year-old girl is going to be playing the role of like the housewife, this married housewife who's been. And I'm like, I don't know, like I would like to see, more seasoned women actresses taking on that role who have had longer standing careers, who deserve more opportunities, as we've already established, that there are plenty of other women in the industry who deserve these opportunities, but also that I think the role should go to a, older woman. I think that's
a really great point.
Role. I think
that's
the
a really
character.
great point. Think about that. You're right.
I just think I think it's about a middle, an older couple. Like, I don't think that the
it's not
story
about a
of Mr. and Mrs.
20-year-old
Smith.
millennial.
No.
Or
Like it's just not. They're not a young couple story, and so even if you're going to do alternative Mr. and Mrs.
It's
Smith,
a prequel.
I still think that the Mr. and Mrs. Smith character, the story, is a an older couple, even if it's in their 30s to 40s, even if you went 40s to 50s, I still think they're an older couple. And if you want to play with that dynamic, that's fine, but I still think you start at mid 30s and go up from there as far as age.
Not 18 to look younger.
I don't think you start with you don't start with young people at all for this role. I don't think young people are the route to go. I think you go older.
I think it's what you're saying too, Lexi.
I'd love to see someone in their 50s take the Mrs. Smith role in an older couple.
Old.
No,
GR doesn't want that. GR.
Those moves that they play in the original movies, those were 30 and 40-year-olds. You get into your 50s, you're not going to do some of that.
I thought she was in her 40s, wasn't she, when she did the first one?
The character wasn't that old. I mean, come on, guys. You got to look at the reality. I mean, if somebody has been in a situation where you're throwing guns around.
Are you saying 50-year-old women aren't hot? Is that what you're saying, GR?
I didn't say anything about hot. We're not talking about hotness. We're talking about what you do physically. Come on. The shit I did at 20, I couldn't do today.
That's what a stuntman's for.
Yeah. Yeah, and that's the reason. That's they're supposed to be in their prime, in their but they're together as a couple. You're married. You've gone through all that stuff. That's a good point about age. She's a little young for it. I didn't even think about that. So maybe they're not even. But you know what, Angela, they're still gonna cast her based off her name, though, right, Angela? So maybe that's just what it is. To make everybody be the same age around her just because it is.
Yeah,
it's that
and
way.
it's we know the eyeball theory. I mean, we're not theory, the reality of that, but it's there's so many other people even if they have a smaller eyeball, it's eyeballs are going to watch it, for God's sake. You know what I mean? It's going to be a series. So who do they think isn't going to watch it? People are going to watch it. You put the right cast, members on, and you're going to have eyeballs. Everyone just slow down over there on, production and, corporate entities, relax.
Calm down. Take a back seat. Take a back seat.
Take a backer and just chill. There will be eyeballs.
That was the thing I didn't think about though too, was age.
No, we don't. We said in the comments too, they're trying to bring in a younger Daffer. This is not for younger people. Mr. and Mrs. Smith are not for young people. This is not a young person property. This is a
Gen Z loves Mr. and Mrs. Smith. They want. They want it. It has so much risk.
They want. I saw the TV glow. They don't want this.
That's a fan base perspective, not a money perspective.
Yeah, that is a fan base perspective.
What do the money people always want? Younger eyes, because it's more eyes. Who spends money? Hopefully indiscriminately, younger people. They're not going to get older people to spend more money related to this stuff, but maybe they can get younger people hooked on merch or
They want that 18
whatever
to 30-year-old
thing they spit out.
fan.
They don't know anything
the
about what
storyline.
Yes, they
younger
do.
people want at all. They don't know shit about what young people want.
Well, they're trying, but they manipulate it and
No,
twist
they just
it,
play
and
the
I think
same
they
trick.
make it work this way.
You know what Gen Z wants? Mr. and Mrs. Smith with Billie Eilish. Ooh.
And then
God,
she
I
can do all
can't
the
That's more
music for it
laziness, I
too.
think.
Is it fun? Yes.
I
Is
think
it a
it's
good
more
idea?
laziness at this point. We've made this work before, so I bet we can
Yeah.
sell it to these younger folks again.
Yeah, don't do anything original. Just some more shit out there.
If
Who
you
wants
wanted to-
originality?
if you wanted to pull in Gen Z, you do Mrs. and Mrs. Smith with Billie
Right.
Eilish. That's how you get them. I'm not even joking. Like, I'm dead serious. Like, that's how you get
It's
them.
a fine point. No, it's a fine point.
Yeah, it's a fine point. Yeah, maybe you do something like that, and it just would twist the storyline completely. I just still think that Billie Eilish doing this again. It's like one of her debut things. She did one little bit role before. I think it's a lot to throw in her as like one of the main characters, honestly. But you know what? That they're gonna do what they're gonna do, and maybe she is a plant like Lexi said. Who knows? I don't know if I'm there, Lexi, with you, but who knows? Who knows? She does. She has popped up very fast.
Plant movie or something, you know, like
A plant movie? Did you say?
tween, like a tween movie with like plants or something, botany.
Because Brian's also
I
a
like
plant.
that one, botany.
Brian's a big industry plant too. That's what this whole show is.
That's a big plant. But Billie Eilish is.
It's like
Someone's got to do it. But Billie Eilish is coming in. That's the idea. The contract's been offered. Will she take it? Will she sign the paper? We'll find out very soon. Let us know what you think about it. But Billie Eilish and Mr. and Mrs. Smith playing Jane. Apparently, it's moving forward. Let us know what you think. But also something. What? You want to say something?
Go ahead.
Anyways,
Who's going to be her co-star? Timothy Chalamet.
Timothy Chalamet, of course. Duh. All we do what Lexi was saying. We get Zendaya. It'll be Zendaya, and it'll be Billie Eilish. Or we could throw in who else we got here? It was Taylor Swift.
That's how you get Gen Z.
Taylor Swift and Zendaya, and it's a threesome on this. You know, we got three of them together. We got crazy and Billie
Gotta
Eilish.
get Carly Clash in there. Then that's the only way you get
Thruple Smith.
Money. Will Smith's their manager or something like that. He's slapping people. It'll be crazy. You know. That's all I'm saying.
Moving on.
We'll wait to find out. But it is moving forward. No Zendaya, Tim says. She's everywhere.
Yo, player, if you enjoyed this video, please like and subscribe and hit the bell to be notified when we are live. And if you are able to join our Patreon, please join. Because the Pep Star needs more snickety snacks. Because I'm hungry. Holla back. Love y'all.